Here's why you shouldn't import STLs to Fusion 360. I'm using the upload feature to import an example CAD file, first selecting the folder location where I want the file to be sent, in this case a folder called random. With the folder location selected, I'm now selecting my example CAD file. It should be somewhat familiar. It's the STL of my polar bear. And I'll click the upload button when I'm ready. I'm now presented with the job status window, and this shows us how much progress the upload has made. I can close this window if I want. The upload will continue in the background, and to bring this window back up, I enter the data panel on the left and use the small icon at the bottom right corner of the data panel to reopen the window. And I'll do that once more just so we understand. Now, time to be a little patient. This can take time, especially with such a complex model. I'll just speed this up momentarily. And there we are. So I'll close this window and reopen the data panel. And there is the file as a mesh. So I'll double click to open. Mr. Polar Bear looks incredible. Let me just spin my beautiful boy around. Oh, amazing. Anyway, now that I have the mesh, I can do two things. I can either reduce the number of triangles, which will lose detail, but improve the file performance, or I can skip that step and go straight to converting from a mesh to a BREP solid. And in this hypothetical scenario, I will not compromise on quality. So I'm going to convert without a triangle reduction. Fusion changed the position of the convert button, but no matter, I will find it. Here it is in the modify drop-down menu. I'm not going to alter the preset selection for this mesh, hence I'll select OK. And now we wait. So I've sped this up to 1000% speed just to give you an idea of how long this takes. And it still looks like a mesh, but that's because I'm in wireframe mode. And I know that what I've created is a body, since the icon in the bodies section on the left has changed from a mesh to a solid. And if we look a little closer, zooming in, I can see the polygonal panels that cover the surface, and that the model is no longer curved. In theory, using the press pull feature, I could make adjustments to the body. However, if I want to add any other bodies or components, then I need to capture design history. And on such a complex model, this will take an age, so long that I gave up. Here is me giving up at 3000% speed. Perhaps I should have reduced the amount of triangles. On the other hand, I could just want to upload a simple model, so I'll repeat the upload process for a different example. This simple model is a lot quicker to load than the last project, although it seems to take a similar amount of time. I scrubbed through the downloading for the last one, so this one is real time. And done. Okay, that's good. And I will do the same again. So I'm going to take this mesh and convert it into a solid body. And there is the solid body. There's a tool called Find Features that can sometimes figure out the processes used to make a model and that can be tremendously helpful. However, I've only used an extrude and a loft feature to create this model, yet Fusion can't seem to decipher what I've done, so it's not too impressive. I'll capture the design history so that if I wanted, I could add features and bodies, and it would be recorded in the timeline at the bottom, so I could undo and redo things. As you can see, this worked a lot better than the previous model, but it begs the question, if the model is so simple, why bother converting it from an STL at all? If you knew the dimensions of the model, it would be far quicker to make this from a blank canvas. And of course there will be computers that can process faster than mine, and will have the polar bear model running smoother. But on something so complex, you don't want to lose detail, not to mention that converting STLs is often associated with less ethical behaviour. Often it is someone violating intellectual property, and in a sense it makes me glad that you can't convert STLs easily, because it stops people being able to take my work and pass it off as their own with a few minute changes. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. There are a bunch of tutorials that will tell you how to do this better than me, since I'm a novice in importing STLs, but if you want a top quality model, I would just avoid them. Practice using the tools on Fusion to create something you see every day, like a kettle or a coffee table. Practice enough and you won't need to convert STLs. You'll already be able to model anything you desire. So I hope this was helpful, and thank you for watching. Bye.